The Bad Batch is about to enter into its final season, and in my opinion, it's about to get really, really dark. Now, we've seen before that the people behind the show aren't afraid of taking it into dark places. We've seen the destruction of Kamino, the home of the clones, and an important location that means a lot to the fans of the prequels and the Clone Wars show. Season 2 saw them kill off a member of the Bad Batch in Tech after having spent the entire season developing his character and even teasing a potential relationship with Phee. And it also put Crosshair through severe trauma and did a thorough job in treating the clones as less than human. But I believe that Season 3 is going to be the darkest of them all, with the Empire's transition from clones to stormtroopers being completed, and with Rex being the only known clone to be active in canon during the Galactic Civil War. It certainly does not look good for the others. Now, from what little we do know of Season 3 so far, it looks like the majority of the story will revolve around the attempt to rescue Omega from Mount Tantiss, but I do believe that there's going to be a secondary story that revolves around the Empire's desire to see the Bad Batch destroyed, alongside any other potential rogue clones. Now, Season 2 established the existence of clone assassins who went beyond killing their own brothers. In fact, they seemed quite zealous and devoted to that particular cause. Clone X, who was captured by Rex after having killed both Slip and Cade on Coruscant, ended up killing himself. And then the trailer for Season 3 shows another clone assassin on Pabu, which is the island that the Bad Batch took refuge on in Season 2. Now, I believe that the assassin will be ordered to track down the Bad Batch and is going to start eliminating anyone who the Bad Batch saw aid from, starting with Sid, who's going to reveal the others that the Bad Batch had worked with. And then this will lead the Empire to Pabu, and I think that they will occupy the planet and kill any resisting locals, including Mayor Shep Hazard. Eventually, they're going to learn of Phee, and that will lead to a confrontation between the assassin and the Bad Batch. In fact, we see him in the trailer, seemingly having been captured, warning the clones that they're being hunted. Then there is also the issue of the clones that were being arrested and transported to the Advanced Science Division. Now, I think we're going to see more of what those clones are being subjected to. Torture, mental manipulation, and execution, all happening in the facility on Mount Tantiss. I believe that the goal of this is to find a way to eliminate all the clones at once through their inhibitor chips, essentially creating a kill switch option for the Empire in case there is a full-on clone rebellion. Now, as the season progresses, I think that news of this will spread after the group rescue Crosshair, and then they will set about trying to convince other clones to join their cause, like Wolf, who is another figure that we see in the trailer. This will likely set into place a series of events that will bring on a full clone rebellion, or at worst, a clone genocide, as the Empire begins to exterminate any clone, regardless of if they turned on the Empire or not. Then there is the question of whether all the remaining members of the Bad Batch will survive. I believe that we will see more members fall. Wrecker is my prime candidate, but none of the other members are safe. I think the only person that in the show is safe at the moment is Omega. Now, we have to face facts. This is the final season. There has to be some finality to the story. It's the end of an era as the clones are meeting their final fate, and it's not going to be a peaceful one. I believed from the beginning that the Bad Batch was not going to be a show that would have a happy ending. It just wouldn't suit the era of which they are now living. It is a dark time where the clones are being systematically removed by this evil empire, and it's an empire that's not going to be toppled for another 20 years. And we know by the time of the Galactic Civil War, very few clones remain. And so it only lends to my belief that this show is going to have a rather dark ending, although it may have a small bit of hope with Omega surviving. Maybe Hunter will survive, maybe they will find a life of peace, who knows. I'd very much like to know what you think could potentially happen. Do you think that this final season of the Clone Wars is going to get pretty dark? I certainly do. I think that's what Palpatine is referring to in the trailer when he says that this is essential for the security of the Empire. He's not talking about the cloning, he's talking about the ability to get rid of the existing clones. So let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, leave a comment and a like, and I'll see you for the next one.